Welcome to our Student Journey panel discussion. My name is Andy Engelwart, and I'm the Assistant Dean of Academic Programs at the Harvard Extension. I've worked at the Extension School for almost 20 years, and I never tire of getting the chance to meet new students such as yourself. Obviously, the faculty and staff are key to making all the courses and degree programs possible, but it is you making the time and putting the energy into participating in classes, sharing your experiences with your fellow classmates who help make the Extension School the amazing and rewarding place that it is for all of us. Speaking of student experiences, we have a real treat in store as we're about to meet representatives from all across Harvard Extension, highlighting how many people there are here who have dedicated their careers to helping students such as yourself get the most out of their time at the Extension School. Right now, I'd like to introduce 9 of my colleagues who will be discussing how each one of their teams can help you along your own student journey with us. Students typically first work with representatives from Enrollment Services, and today we're pleased to have Sean Cleary from Enrollment Services here to help kick off the panel discussion. After that, we'll turn things over to Megan O'Brien, who will be discussing how our Accessibility Services Office helps students. Jamie Gallo will then tell you about all of our certificate offerings and help you think about how they might fit in with your career and overall learning goals. From the Degree Admissions Office, we have Julie Lonergan, and from the Degree Program Advising Office, talk with Chuck Houston. Michael Huddy from Student Financial Services will talk about the financial aspects of coming to the Extension School. And rounding things out, we'll be hearing from Chris Davis, who manages our Career and Academic Resource Center, or CARC as it's known, along with Amanda Peters from Career Services team. And finally, after everything is said and done, you've graduated, gotten a degree, representing our alumni associations, Jill Flicio will tell you about the after Extension School experience. So it's time to dive in, and we'll get a chance to meet each one of these wonderful people. And as I said, we'll start off by turning things over to Sean Cleary from Enrollment Services. Sean, I'll just throw out a question that I know a number of students have about getting started at the Extension School. Enrollment Services team is often the first point of contact for new students. Perhaps you can let us know how students can get started at the Extension School with the first course, and also maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what open enrollment is and how open enrollment works for our students. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Andy. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. As the Assistant Director of Enrollment Services, I manage a team of Enrollment Services specialists who are here to help you get started with your Extension School journey. We can answer all of your questions about creating your student account, navigating the course catalog, registering for courses, and degree and certificate program interest. So let's talk briefly about how to get started here at the Extension School. The first thing that you'll want to do is to decide which academic pathway is the best fit for you. You can choose to enroll in courses for fun or to expand your knowledge on a specific topic, or you could choose to pursue one of our graduate or undergraduate degree programs or certificates. Once you've decided what you'd like to pursue, the next step would be to set up your MyDCE student account and review our course catalog. Our team is always here to help you with setting up your account and answering your course questions as needed. All of our courses are open enrollment courses, as Andy just alluded to, which means that you do not need to submit any type of formal admissions application to get started with them. Please note, though, that if English is not your native language, then you will need to submit proof of English proficiency first before you're permitted to register for courses with us. Next, you'll want to complete the pre-registration process through your MyDCE account, which you can do later this week. This process ensures that all of your student and contact information is fully up to date in our systems before the new term begins. You can then start to register for your desired fall term courses on July 26th. I would encourage everyone who's viewing today to hop on over to our larger virtual auditorium, as we have a presentation available to view on how to prepare for fall term registration. This is going to walk through all of the steps in extreme detail that I just mentioned during our panel today. And you can also always call or email our office with questions that you have, or you can also stop by our virtual booth today. We have representatives available from our team from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time to answer any questions that you have about how to get started here at the Extension School. So we're hoping that you'll come by and connect with our office today.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Sean. Really appreciate all that information. I'm sure students are appreciative as well. Just one last thought. Do you have a key piece of advice or one particular thing for someone who's ready to get started?
Yes, Andy, I do. It's super important to review the Extension School's academic calendar prior to the fall term starting, which is available on our website now. The calendar is going to break down all of the important dates and deadlines for the fall term that we need students to be aware of. It includes all of the important course registration and payment deadlines that are coming up really soon. And if you are looking through the calendar and you have questions or you're just kind of unsure about certain things, feel free to reach out to our office and we can definitely help to make sure that you're fully understanding what all of those dates and deadlines mean.
Great. Thanks very much. And I realize the Extension School really is a year-round experience with the fall and the J term, January term, and spring and summer. So keeping track of all those dates probably is pretty key for people to be able to make sure they're registering at the right times and things like that. So thank you for the support. And I'm sure you'll hear from plenty of students who are interested in getting started. Next, I'd like to turn things over to our Accessibility Services Office team. And Megan O'Brien from that team will be talking about what we do at the Extension School in terms of making things as inclusive and accessible to as many students as possible. So Megan, we do put a lot of thought into creating accessible learning environments for all of our students. Can you let us know about how the Accessibility Services at Harvard Extension School works and how your office supports our students?
Sure. Thank you, Andy. So the ASO offers a variety of accommodations and services to students with documented disabilities, permanent and temporary injuries, as well as chronic conditions. The ASO's main function within the Extension School is to provide reasonable accommodations to students with documented disabilities. We do this by working with students and instructors on creating and facilitating accommodations, modifications, or adjustments to ensure students have an equal opportunity to participate in, benefit from, and engage in the offerings of the Extension School. The purpose of accommodations and modifications is to reduce or to eliminate any barriers that may exist because of a disability. So we refer to this as leveling the playing field. Accommodations are not preferences. They're determined on an individual case-by-case basis through a review process. The interactive process begins when a student registers with the ASO. We will ask for documentation and for the student to schedule a welcome meeting with one of our staff members. Through collaboration in the interactive process, reasonable accommodations will then be determined. The ASO's main function within the Extension School is to provide reasonable accommodations. So I wanted to give some examples of accommodations and what modifications can include. So accommodations pertaining to exams, like extended time on exams or distraction reduced setting. There's also access to certain technology. So for example, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, dictation software. And lastly, accommodations pertaining to the classroom environment. So for example, CART services, ASL interpreters, and course materials in an alternative format. And this is also including Braille. So students can find additional information about our documentation requirements and other processes related questions on our website. In particular, they'll want to pay attention to the section labeled How and New Students to get a step-by-step overview of the process involved. And if there are any questions regarding accommodations or accessibility services for Harvard Extension, we encourage students to reach out.
Wow. Your team does an incredible amount of things to support our students. Really appreciate that. And I've had a wonderful time interacting with everybody in the Accessibility Services Office, and I'm sure students will find that to be a good experience as well. So thanks very much for describing all that, Megan.
Yes, thank you.
And next, we'd like to turn things over to Jamie Gallo, who will tell you about our certificate offerings, which is a really neat way to get involved with something which is not just a course by course, but builds up to a little bit of a bigger chunk of skill set and topics. So Jamie, for students who are interested in taking a shorter set of courses, which are focused on a particular topic or area, a graduate or undergraduate certificate might be a really good fit. What exactly is a certificate and how can I go about earning one?
Thank you, Andy. So hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Gallo, and I'm the Assistant Director of Certificates here at Harvard Extension School. I help to administer the over 40 graduate and 4 undergraduate certificates that we offer. As I'll explain later, certificates are a great way to supplement a degree or as a standalone credential. Certificates can also be a great way to earn a Harvard credential in less time than it takes to earn a degree. A certificate consists of a curated group of 3 to 5 courses within a specific topic area. Our certificates have specific requirements and groupings of courses that students complete in order to earn the credential. Earning a certificate can be a great way to retool, keep up to date, deepen your expertise within a specific area, prepare for further studies, or explore or prepare for a possible career change. We offer 42 graduate and 4 undergraduate certificates in a variety of different fields, and these certificates can be earned as standalone credentials. Our undergraduate certificates stack to our ALB degree, and many of our graduate certificates can stack to many ALM degrees. Finally, there's no admissions process for certificates. Students simply complete the required courses within a 3-year time frame with a grade of B or above in each course, and then they can request their certificate online.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a really neat opportunity, and it sounds like there's a wide array of certificates available. I'm assuming that if I wanted to check out all the types of certificates that are offered through the Extension School, I can just go to the main Extension School website and see these listed out. Is that right?
Yes, Andy, absolutely. It's listed on the website.
Terrific. Well, I'm going to dive in and take a look at some certificates myself. Thank you so much, Jamie. All right. Well, for those people who are interested in diving into a degree program, we're pleased to have Julie Lonergan, who will talk to you about the Degree Admissions Office and the support that it provides to students. I know that many people who are watching this are interested in either a master's or a bachelor's degree program. And we have a somewhat unique admissions process, I think is the right way to sum that up. But it's a neat sort of back and forth. And I'd love, Julie, if you could walk us through the admissions process. Thank you so much for joining us, Julie.
Sure, of course. Thank you, Andy. My name is Julie Lonergan, and I'm Associate Director of Pre-Degree Advising and Admissions. The Office of Pre-Degree Advising and Admissions works with students who are interested in our undergraduate and graduate degree programs, as Andy mentioned. And admission is a very straightforward, but it is a unique process. So there are 3 main steps. First, you'll confirm your basic eligibility for a degree program. Each program has slightly different requirements based on the types of students who will be completing those degrees. Our eligibility requirements are all listed on the website, so I encourage you to take a look at those and contact us with any questions. Second, you'll complete the designated courses for admission for your degree field. These are going to vary based on whether you're working towards the undergraduate degree or one of our graduate fields, but for all programs, you'll need to earn grades of B or higher in the admissions courses. This will ensure that you're really building a solid academic foundation for the rest of your degree, and it will also help you confirm for yourself that you're ready to earn a degree at Harvard. And then finally, the third step is to submit an application. Typically, students apply during the semester that they're taking the final designated admissions course. We accept applications 3 times per year, once per semester, in fall, spring, and summer. You'll submit your application materials, and then at the end of the semester, when we receive your final grades, the Office of Pre-Degree Advising and Admissions admits qualified students.
Thank you, Julie. And thank you also for emphasizing the role of advising that your office plays. It's not just simply a number of people looking at application after application, but it's a whole team of people who are there to help support students as they go through the process. And I know that you, I think, spend many hours of your day talking to students and helping them through the process. So we all are very appreciative of that. Just in closing, what do you think is the most important admissions tip that you might want to share with us today? Talk to our students.
Yeah, so just as you pointed out, Andy, know that we have a dedicated team of advisors available to assist you at really any point in your pre-degree and admissions journey. So we help students over email, through one-on-one advising appointments, and through virtual office hours. Your advisor works with you from when you're enrolled in your very first course at Extension all the way up until your official admission to a degree program. And we really do love talking to students, so please don't hesitate to contact us.
And I know that's true because I've also enjoyed having conversations with everybody in the pre-degree advising and admissions office as well. So thank you so much, Julie, for all that you do for our students.
Thank you.
Well, next, let's assume that you're in a degree program, you're getting going, and you've got some questions. Well, Probably talked to Julie about getting admitted to the program. But now that you're in the program, you want to talk to an academic advisor. And today we're pleased to have Chuck Houston from the Degree Advising Office, who will talk to you about what that office can do. And Chuck, I know that completing a degree while our students and adult learners are juggling other personal life commitments, is a bit challenging. Chuck, you're a part of a team of academic advisors who are dedicated to supporting our degree candidates. And what exactly does this support look like for our students? How do you help students as they make their way through a degree program? Thanks, Chuck.
Well, thank you, Andy. That's an awesome question, and I'm glad you asked it. I am Chuck Houston. I'm an advisor, in my case, in the graduate office, although we do have an undergraduate and graduate advising office. Personally, I advise students who are in management-oriented programs, such as industrial and organizational psychology or finance. And I also advise in the liberal arts areas, such as religion and psychology and English. But to answer your question more directly, Andy, I'm delighted we call this a student journey panel, because we act as guides. And like any journey, you need a good guide to have a transformative experience. And that's really what our goal is in the advising office, is to not just answer questions, but rather to guide you through and allow you to really capitalize on what is an enormous opportunity to be a degree candidate here at Harvard University, and in particular here at the Harvard Extension School. And we do this, I guess you could put it into two categories. One would be to make sure that you are fulfilling degree requirements. Now, all degrees have curricular requirements. So part of our process is to make sure that you are taking the right courses and fulfilling all of the various requirements that your degree program has. But secondly, and perhaps even just as important, is to make sure that you are taking full advantage of this opportunity by exploring the flexible array of and depth of all of the various sundry opportunities you have as a degree candidate throughout the university, some of which you'll hear about in a few minutes from my colleagues. So there are a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities, a lot of room for serendipity. And so we act as guides on your journey through your degree program.
That's really neatly put, Chuck, because it really emphasizes that whole idea of a journey, but with a guides, people who can help you along that journey. So I like that image. And Chuck, I think you yourself, as with many of our colleagues today, have had experiences directly with the Extension School. In fact, I think you completed a program here, Chuck. And is that similar to other academic advisors as well? People who have experienced Harvard Extension School on sort of both sides as both students and guides?
That's absolutely right. I'm a proud alumnus of the Harvard Extension School. I completed the ALM degree in psychology in 2010, and I didn't want to leave. So the school was kind enough to hire me as an academic advisor. And I think the tip I would leave potential degree candidates with is to begin with the end in mind. You know, what is it that you hope to achieve with the degree, whether it's vocational, whether it's educational, preparatory, and make decisions along the way, along the journey, to extend the metaphor. Take full advantage of the guides that you have at your disposal so that we can help you get where you want to go.
That's a really good point, Chuck, because in my sort of previous naive assumption, when I was talking to Julie about admissions or talking to you about advising, I had a very limited thought about what those things mean. Just something who reviews applications, just someone who tells me what courses to take. It seems like the advising, that guide aspect, is so much more at the Extension School. So I'd highly recommend that people take advantage of just the wonderful array of people that you're meeting right now, and others who are really here to help do much more than just simply check off a box on your course setup. Wonderful. Thank you, Chuck. Now, okay, it is that moment where you're very excited about what you can do here at the Extension School and all the courses and the certificates and the degree programs. They all sound great, and they are great. And here to talk about how you can actually make that possible is Michael Huddy from Student Financial Services. So Michael, I know that we work hard to keep things as affordable as possible at the Extension School, but I'll still have to pay something to take our courses. Can you let us know how your office, Student Financial Services, helps students work through paying for school? And first off, what exactly is Student Financial Services? What should students know about it? Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Andy, and welcome everybody. Student Financial Services is a lot of things, but to simplify it, it's in our name, Student Finance. So I'll say that we're the money people. You may have been at other schools where it's called student accounts or bursar or cashier, business office. But basically, if it has to do with paying for your educational journey, for your classes, then that's what our office covers. We also serve as a financial aid office. We perform both of those functions. So in general, we oversee payment and payment processing, issuing refunds. We do take credit cards, checks, and e-checks. Ironically, we don't take cash anymore. We also oversee other educational benefits, such as those used by veterans or our active duty military. As I mentioned, Student Financial Services, or SFS as we call ourselves for short, we also have a team that performs the functions of a financial aid office. They help determine eligibility for federal, state, and institutional aid. There's a lot of criteria for financial aid. The main one I'll mention here briefly is that you must be admitted to a degree program or the pre-medical program, but there's a full list of eligibility criteria and how to apply on our website. As an office, we also oversee other payments such as private scholarships, third-party payments from a parent or guardian, and we also oversee the certification of private loans. So really, if it's related to paying for and or funding your educational journey, our office will be a good resource for you.
Wow, you listed out quite a number of things. It's sort of my head swims a little bit as I hear all these different things. But so I'm so excited that there is a whole team who are dedicated to knowing all those details and helping students look for opportunities and sort through all the things they need to do. So thanks very much for you and the other part of the critical team of support for our students with financial aid and other things that they can look for. All right, well, I think we're getting to that point where towards the end of our journey, we're going to start thinking about some of the bigger picture things and after you've graduated and maybe finished off your certificate. So I'd like to turn things over now to Chris Davis, who is working with our Career and Academic Resource Center. So Chris, I know a lot of students look to Harvard Extension to help them with either beginning or advancing in their own careers. You manage the Career and Academic Resource Center. Can you tell us about the kinds of resources that are available through CARC and who can use them?
Thank you, Andy. That's a great question. And I do want to make clear that we are here for the student journey from the beginning to the very end. So I'd love to talk a little bit more. As Andy mentioned, I'm Chris Davis. I'm the Associate Director of the Career and Academic Resource Center, or CARC as we call it. I oversee the academic resources, and CARC offers free resources to all currently registered Harvard Extension students. And our goal is to help students advance their learning in the classroom. We offer live webinars in the fall, spring, and summer semesters on a range of topics designed to help you in your courses, from writing skills building, citing and referencing sources, public speaking and presenting, goal setting and time management, and much more. Our webinars are developed and presented by Harvard and Harvard Extension School instructors, subject matter experts, special guests, and these sessions are recorded for those unable to join live. And an archive of our offerings is available on the CARC website. Also on the website, we have research-based study skills assessments and modules available for students who are interested in learning more about what study habits and routines work well for them. In addition, I host the CARC podcast, which is an ongoing series of conversations with colleagues from across the university, faculty, and special guests. These discussions are on a range of subjects which are relevant to the Harvard Extension School student community and are also meant to expand on and hopefully enrich your student experience. For high-performing admitted degree candidate and pre-medical program students, I manage the Faculty Aid program. The program is unique to Harvard Extension School, and it gives eligible students who live in the United States the opportunity to perform extracurricular research work with instructors and be paid a nominal fee. And I'm very happy to say there are not many degree programs designed for adult learners that offer these kinds of opportunities. You can read about all of this and more at the CARC website, which you can find at carc.extension.harvard.edu. And I'm looking forward to working with any of you once you're a Harvard Extension student, and I hope you'll take a moment to stop by the CARC booth today. Thank you again, Andy.
Thank you, Chris. And once again, you've put me in my place in the sense of I have assumptions about what a career center does, but it's so much more. You've just listed off a wide variety of things. So the academic resources part is really a wonderful option for people to go and take things which are not necessarily paying for a course, but they can learn so much through your center. And I love your listing out all the types of things, especially the faculty aid. I've actually been really blessed to be able to work with a number of students through that program. And it's a wonderful way to get that one-on-one interaction with a faculty member and doing some things that are more research-oriented outside of a classroom setting. So your team does a tremendous amount. Thank you so much, Chris. All right, now, speaking of careers and career services, which is one aspect of what Chris does with the CART Center, I'd like to turn this over now to Amanda Peters, who's representing the team of career services representatives who help students. And Amanda, like Chris, I know you're also very interested in helping students with their careers and with the work that you do through career services. Can you let us know what kinds of support is offered in career services and also who can connect with you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy. So along with my colleague Shoshana Mavor, we represent the career part of the Career and Academic Resource Center. So we're here to support students no matter where they are on their career journey. Most of the people in attendance today will visit us because of the webinars that we have that Chris mentioned. We also have some really in-depth nuts and bolts of the job search career webinars. We have others that take you on a deep dive into a particular industry or career path. And those are offered in the fall and spring semesters. So we really hope you'll join us for those. During the academic year between September and May, I hold once a month call-in hours for anyone who's registered for an extension school class. These are opportunities for people to speak with me briefly about maybe a job search document such as a resume, or perhaps your overall job search plan. For those students who are enrolled in certificate programs, who are admitted into the degree programs, and for alumni of those programs, we also in the spring have the Harvard Extension School virtual job fair. And this is a fantastic opportunity for people to come and engage with employers who are specifically targeting Harvard Extension School students. And finally, for those students who are enrolled and matriculated into the degree programs and alumni of those programs, we have more in-depth counseling opportunities to take you through maybe your documents, maybe your networking plan, because that's all important, of course. And we also have other events and resources available through the Faculty of Arts and Sciences Office of Career Services. So really, we have something for everyone who's here today if they're admitted into a degree program or whether they're just taking a course. We really hope to support everyone on their journey. And we hope that you'll visit our virtual booth, the CARC booth that Chris mentioned, to learn more about our various resources.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. And once again, you tell us how many more things there are than my original conception of career services, helping me with my resume. So much more is offered by all the people that you work with. So thank you so much for all that you do for our students. Really appreciate that. Okay, now you've done it. You've finished. You've completed a degree program. You've completed a certificate. You've completed what you set out to do. And the exciting time of perhaps a commencement, perhaps some other celebration that you might have for what you accomplished has occurred. And now, maybe not now, maybe before now you'd love to get in touch with Jill Felicio. So Jill is going to be talking about our alumni associations. And now that I've finished my degree program, now what, Jill? So can you tell us about these alumni associations that you work with and how students can become members of these? And also, what does that type of membership help me with? Thank you.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure, Andy. And hello, everyone. As Andy mentioned, I'm Jill Felicio, and I myself am a graduate of Harvard Extension School's classes of 2000 and 2013 and the Director of Advancement here. So myself and my dedicated team extends a lifetime of professional, educational, and social resources to our community of degree holders, graduate certificate earners, and students. Now, graduates of Harvard Extension School's ALB and ALM degree programs automatically become lifelong members of both the Harvard Alumni Association as well as the Harvard Extension Alumni Association. Now, the benefits of being a Harvard graduate are vast and incredibly rewarding. You would be able to join over 180 Harvard clubs around the world. Join Harvard-wide shared interest groups devoted to your professional or personal passion. You could access a lifetime of career support and attend Harvard travel programs, and access Harvard libraries and gyms, and enjoy volunteer and mentorship opportunities around the globe. You'll also have the ability to attend hundreds, if not thousands of events, both virtually and in person in a city near you. Now, Harvard Extension School's graduate certificate earners automatically become lifelong members of the Harvard Extension Alumni Association. Certificate earners have unlimited opportunities to socialize, celebrate, and connect with fellow members, to enjoy volunteer opportunities, career resources, mentorship programs, and a wide variety of events, as I've just mentioned. Now, wherever you are in your journey, the Harvard Extension Alumni Association has programs and initiatives designed to support you in your city. We have local chapters devoted to extending our lifetime of educational and learning and mentorship resources to you, and allow you to connect one-on-one or in groups with alumni and certificate earners and students who are doing exactly what you are setting out to do. And they will advise and provide support and resources that are just simply unimaginable. So we are here to support you in your journey, and we wish you nothing but the best. So stop by our virtual booth to hear directly from these alumni and hear about the transformation that Harvard Extension School afforded them in their lives. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joel. And I know you've put in a great deal of effort in making sure that our students get the chance to enjoy as many of the Harvard resources and the alumni associations that are available. So appreciate all that you've done. And what you also did was emphasize something that I think really bears repeating, which is that Harvard Extension School has a huge community of lifetime learners, and that networking aspect and connecting with other people doesn't just happen in classroom settings, but happens through all the events that you talked about in the networking and opportunities to meet other alums through the Alumni Association. So it really does become a feeling like one very large family of lifelong learners. So that's wonderful, again, to have those opportunities available. Thank you, Jill. Well, we have now reached the end of our journey, and I hope that, of course, that you get a chance to meet any one of these colleagues and the people on their teams as you go through your own journey. Thank you so much to everyone. I really appreciate everyone's participating on this panel discussion. And it's great to see how much support and our resources there are here at the Extension School to help all of our students at any point during their own student journey experience with us. This also lets you know how many people are working really hard to help you be as successful as possible at the Harvard Extension School. You're never alone. There are always people here to help. Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of the info fair, and also that your own student journey goes as well as possible for you. So I'm saying goodbye for now and saying goodbye on behalf of the rest of my colleagues, but we hope to see you at some point soon. I hope to see you in a class this fall. So have a wonderful time and experience all that we have to offer. Take care for now. Bye.